Back again for more PS18 math packet review. I know you missed me. It's been a while. So let's go ahead and talk right about number 31 here. So if I want to simplify these fractions, take a look at them. They have kind of a pattern, right? So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So when we are simplifying fractions and we multiply them, we can cross simplify or cross cancel, right? So if I was just to multiply these two fractions, I could cancel out both 5s, right? We're going to continue that pattern. Every time I see a number over that same number, I can get rid of them. Now, what's left over? 6 on the numerator, 1 in the denominator. My answer is D, 6. So instead of multiplying all of them out and getting some ridiculously high number, I'm just going to cancel out all those other numbers, and I'm left with 6 over 1, which simplifies to 6, or D. Pretty simple. Let's keep it going. In the rational number 3x over 4x plus 1, x can be any number except for which of the following. So when we have fractions, hopefully you've learned this year, that when you have a fraction and a denominator, right, because that's what fractions have, 0 cannot be in the denominator. It can never be in the denominator because it will be an error. Basically, if we're talking about slope, it's undefined because I can't define how many times that gets divided by 0. So basically, if I have this here, I need to just make sure that the denominator doesn't equal 0 because it can't equal 0. So what's the only number here that makes that equal 0? And it's going to be a, because that is a negative 1/4 if I made that a fraction. When I multiply 4 times negative 1/4 and I add 1 to it, 4 times negative 1/4 is negative 4 over 4, or negative 1. And negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Remember, we can't have 0 in the denominator. So a is the only number that makes this not true. We can't do this if there's 0 in the denominator. Okay? So a is your answer choice. 33. If 1/5 of the difference between a number and 10 is 4, then that number is which of the following? So I'm going to set up an equation here. 1/5 of the difference. So 1/5, difference is in parentheses, 10 and 4. Okay? Oh, sorry, messed it up. Difference between a number and 10. A number and 10 is 4. Sorry about that. All right, so now we're going to find out what n represents. So I'm going to distribute, and I'm going to solve. So 1/5 n minus 10 over 5 equals 4. 1/5 n minus 2 equals 4. Add 2 to both sides. 1/5 n equals 6. Multiply by the reciprocal on both sides, and I'm going to get n equals 30. So my answer is n equals 30. Perfect. Moving on. 34. Pizzas cost $11.99 each with a delivery charge of $8.50. How many pizzas can you order with $75? Okay, so we need to set up an equation here, right, before we can solve. Now remember that pizzas is asking for whole pizzas, not half pizzas, not slices of pizza, like an entire thing. So, and look at your answer choices, there's no decimals there. So I'm gonna have to work this out one way or the other. $11.99 each is $11.99x with a delivery charge of $8.50. Well, delivery is only a one-time fee, so I'm gonna make it only a one-time thing. That's going to equal $75. Now I'm gonna solve this equation. So I'm gonna subtract $8.50 on both sides. 11.99x is gonna equal, I think that's $66.50. Divide by 11.99 on both sides. Now I'm going to get x equals 5 and some change, like 5.56 or something. But how many whole pizzas can I order? I can only order 5. I cannot order 6. I don't have enough money for 6 whole pizzas. So it's only going to be 5 because it's a 5 as a whole number. Okay? So my answer there is B. Now the last one's a little funky. I'm going to skip it actually, if it's the same one I'm thinking of. Because I'm missing some information here. So 35, you can try it if you want. I'm going to skip this problem though. So this will be the end of our, 6th video? Next one coming at you. See ya.